Hey there, folks. Santee, the Arizona Ghost Raiders here. We got mail.
Hey Santee, how about one on a famous Old West madam? A few of you.
Yeah, let's check it out.
To succeed in the Wild West, you had to have brains, guts, and tenacity. If you were female, you had to have that and more. It's no surprise that in the Victorian era, women were looked on as the fairer sex. However, if you lived on the wild frontier and succeeded in the many rough environments, you were not a gal to be taken lightly. A great example would be the famous Texas madam, Squirrel-toothed Alice. Mary Elizabeth Haley was born in 1855 in Belton, Texas. Their family, like many in the South, lost almost everything during the Civil War. To make matters worse, in 1864 her farm was attacked by Comanches and she was taken captive. Although her parents were able to buy her back from the natives 3 years later, she was an outcast from society. Most people believed that a woman forced to live in the tribal culture would no longer be clean. One man thought Mary was special and took to courting her. However, Mary's father didn't like him and shot the fellow dead. The pitfalls of dating in the Old West notwithstanding, Mary ran away to Abilene, Kansas and got a job as a dance hall girl and eventually a prostitute. It was in this time that she earned the moniker Squirrel-toothed Alice. Not only did she have a gap in her front teeth, but she also kept a prairie dog as a pet. Where the Alice part came from, I don't know. Liz was another nickname for her, so perhaps Alice and Liz are tied together here. Maybe she worked at Mel's Diner.
Alice, boys like dangerous things.
Would you please keep out of this?
We'll now call her Alice for simplicity's sake. Abilene was a thriving cow town, and one of the repeat customers was the charming cowboy Billy Thompson. Interestingly, Billy was brother to Ben Thompson, who was a noted gunfighter at the time. Billy was no slouch in that arena, but his interest was more in gambling, and eventually Alice. She was smitten by him too, and the pair ran off together. As Billy earned money up and down the Chisholm Trail, Alice was also hard at work in the dance halls. In 1872, the two had a child and got married. The couple moved around a bit, due in part to Billy shooting a sheriff and skipping bail. However, he got it all squared away and was amazingly found not guilty. So the couple moved down to Sweetwater, Texas, and bought a ranch. Squirrel-toothed Alice opened a brothel and dance hall shortly thereafter.
Texas has a whorehouse in it.
Lord have mercy on our souls.
Her experience in the field must have really paid off, because it became a very famous and lucrative establishment.
This place is busier than a Kansas City stockyard.
As a madam, she had the time and finances to expand her family to 9 children. Incidentally, 3 of those can't be tied to Billy.
Oh dear. What an awkward situation.
Being a madam required management of the facility as well as the working girls. Typically, a dance hall had a bar and a room in the front with a hurdy-gurdy instrument so that men could dance with the ladies at $1 a pop. If you wanted something more, then you took a short trip to the back of the establishment where small rooms were located. Not all the dancing girls were soiled doves, but those who were made decent money. Drug abuse was common in the profession, and the madam had to make sure that her fallen angels were under control. Billy passed away in 1897, but her business thrived until 1921. Alice retired and moved to California, where she raised squirrels in her spare time. Okay, that's a lie. Well, maybe not. She really loved those little fellers. Mary Elizabeth Haley Thompson died on April 13, 1953, at the age of 98, with family by her bedside. None of them were charged a penny.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Well, folks, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on down the trail.